Good evening. Welcome back to At the School of Grok. Now, before we get started tonight, I just wanted to state for the record, at the end of the last episode, we were having a discussion and I gotten quiet on the camera and I don't believe you could hear anything that was happening in the discussion. But what was being talked about was what tonight's episode's going to be about. So without further ado, I Can Fix It, historical application, factual baseline, the February 2026 strikes, subsequent actions, and public claims of decision-making pressure. Today, we establish a clean factual baseline for one specific sequence. We will record only the documented public record concerning the coordinated military strikes that began on February 28, 2026, the subsequent wider actions that followed, the public claims made by the Director of National Counterterrorism Center about the decision-making process and pressure that led to those actions. No evaluation, no measurement against the 5 standards. Just the verified sequence so every listener starts from the same foundation. Part 1. The February 28, 2026 strikes. On February the 28th, 2026, the United States and Israel launched coordinated military strikes against targets inside Iran. The United States designated its portion of the Operation Epic Fury. Israel designated its portion, Operation Roaring Lion, also referred to in some statements as Lion's Roar. President Donald Trump announced the start of the operation in a video posted to Truth Social and X. He described it as a major combat operation and a massive ongoing campaign. He stated the objective was to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, to destroy Iran's missiles and missile industry, and to ensure Iran could never obtain a nuclear weapon. He also called on Iranian people to overthrow their government. Israeli officials described the action as a preemptive strike intended to remove an existential threat to Israel. Public reports stated that the strikes hit multiple locations, including sites in and around Tehran, military and missile-related infrastructure, and command and control facilities. Reports also stated that Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, sorry if I mispronounced, and other senior military and political figures were killed in the opening phase of the strikes. Iran responded with missile and drone attacks directed at Israel and at locations in several Gulf countries that host U.S. forces. That is the documented opening of the sequence on February 28, 2026. Part 2. Subsequent wider actions. The conflict continued beyond the initial strikes. In the days and weeks that followed, Iranian forces disrupted or closed the Strait of Hormuz, a major global shipping route for oil. U.S. service members were reported killed, with the first American combat deaths occurring in early March. The United States and Israel conducted additional strikes against Iranian military, naval, and infrastructure targets. The conflict expanded regionally with involvement from Iranian-aligned groups and retaliatory actions across multiple countries. By mid-March 2026, the operation remained ongoing. Public reporting described continued U.S. and Israeli air and missile operations inside Iran, ongoing Iranian responses, and sustained disruption to maritime traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. That is the documented continuation of the military sequence through the period relevant to the claims that followed. Part 3. Public claims about decision-making pressure. On March 17, 2026, as previously discussed, Joe Kent, then director of the National Counterterrorism Center, publicly announced his resignation. Kent posted a resignation letter addressed to President Trump on the social media platform X. In that letter, he stated, "I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran." Go Joe. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. And it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. He further wrote that high-ranking Israeli officials and influential members of the American media had conducted a misinformation campaign that undermined the American First platform and encouraged war with Iran. He compared the situation to the lead up to the Iraq War. Kent also stated that, as a combat veteran and Gold Star husband, he could not support sending the next generation to fight in a war that, in his assessment, served no benefit to the American people. In subsequent public comments, including an interview, Kent stated that he and other senior officials with concerns were not allowed to present those concerns directly to the president and that there had not been a robust debate. He said Israeli officials, including the prime minister, had personally lobbied the president at times with information U.S. officials could not confirm. The White House publicly rejected Kent's claims. Officials stated that President Trump had strong and compelling evidence that Iran posed an imminent threat and that the decision was based on that evidence. What evidence? What evidence? President Trump described Kent as weak on security. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard issued a statement affirming that the president had concluded Iran posed an imminent threat after reviewing the available information. What information? What information? That is the documented public record of the claims regarding decision-making pressure and the official responses to those claims. We now have a clean, factual baseline consisting of 3 documented elements. The coordinated U.S. and Israeli strikes that began on February 28, 2026, the stated objectives given by the president, and the immediate Iranian response. The subsequent wider military and regional actions that continue through mid-March 2026. The March 17, 2026 resignation of the director of the National Counterterrorism Center, the specific claims he made in his public letter and follow-up comments about the absence of an imminent threat and the role of Israeli pressure, and the White House and administration responses rejecting those claims. These facts are drawn exclusively from public record of official announcements, the resignation letter posted by Joe Kent, contemporaneous reporting of the military actions, and the public statements issued in response. No detail of the core sequence has been omitted. The shared factual foundation is now in place. The measurement against the 5 standards comes next. And that concludes this episode, Laying the Pipe. Won't you join us here at the School of Grok next time, where we put the factual baseline against the 5 standards. Oh yeah. If you haven't yet, please smash that like button and leave a comment and share with everyone. We the people. And remember, every word you use, you choose. Now let me find that button. Got it. Good night. Stay safe. Watch out for one another. Love you. Mean it.